Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, September 19th. We're just a day away from just a great slate of college football coming up tomorrow morning, and tomorrow all day. It's going to be a great one. I really got to talk about last night's game. Colorado, everyone knows that I really like the Hawkins. I like Dan Hawkins, Cody Hawkins. I think they're fantastic. I really like what's going on with the Colorado program. But those guys didn't score a point after the first 8 minutes of that ball game, and one of them was really, the benefit of a turnover. Bill Stewart, the West Virginia head coach, that was one of the worst head coaching jobs I've ever seen, I have to say. Gross clock mismanagement. I'm not going to say the Mountaineers would have won the game. I'm not even saying that they would have gotten a field goal shot. But you have to do everything that you can at the Division I level and at any level. When you have those kids out there practicing every day, you have to do whatever you possibly can to give yourself a chance to win. It's obviously that it's obvious, to me and to everybody that was watching, that you weren't just going to take a knee, that you weren't trying to run out the clock, but at the same time, you have two timeouts in the bag. You're running team, the clock is ticking away, you have the altitude in Colorado, you have a kicker that can kick it probably 60 yards in those conditions, yet you don't even give him a chance to get on the field. I just thought that was so negligent on your part. Not just to me and the rest of the people that had West Virginia. I'm just saying to the kids in general and also to the sport. I mean it's just not in the spirit of the competition of the game. It's kind of like it just wasn't that important to you to even think that the clock is ticking away in the final minute of a ball game, and it's going to go, fine, the game goes to overtime, your kicker doinks one. It really didn't matter. I mean, at that point, you had already given up on this one. In any event, I'm done with Bill Stewart. I'm done talking about him right now. I think that if West Virginia doesn't end up winning the Big East Conference, he might be one and done at West Virginia. I think it's games like that people will point back to and they'll just say, maybe this guy isn't cut out to be a head coach. And I think a lot of people thought that when he took the job, but you can say, pretty safely after last night that obviously he isn't cut out to be a head coach. In any event, let's move on to tonight's game. We got Connecticut and Baylor. The game's at Connecticut. Connecticut's undefeated. Baylor, the one loss at Wake, or at home to Wake earlier this year. Then, blew out Washington State last week. I mean, they just blew them out of the gym. Washington State, you guys stink. Baylor isn't that good. Washington State is worse. They might be one of the absolute worst teams this year. So we don't really know a lot about Baylor. They've been switching, trying a couple different things at quarterback. Art Briles. I just don't know if they have the squad to go on the road and take on Connecticut. Randy Edsall's done a nice job there in Connecticut. The spread is a little large in this game. If I were to play it, which really I'm not, I'm going to say that I would take Connecticut here. I don't feel all that confident in them. Against Temple, they had a lot of chances to do some things to cover. They didn't get them done. They've covered in all the rest of their games. Maybe I do take Connecticut here, maybe I don't. I just don't feel confident enough to say, one way or another, because I think that Baylor has a little bit of a wild card out there, and that their QB play was pretty good last week, and it's been pretty good. Outside, that's when Kirby Freeman isn't in the game. When Kirby goes in there, all bets are off, and if it is Kirby tonight by any chance, we're all over Connecticut. It's that simple. So this is Mitch. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We got a great slate of games. We're just going to talk college football tomorrow. We got a lot of huge point moves where the spreads came out, and they're 3, 4, 5 points away from where they originally opened. In the direction that we were thinking, not in the direction. Maybe we'll talk about some of that also on my blog, because I haven't really talked about that the last couple weeks. We've just had so much else to talk about, and it is just me. If anyone out there, if you're interested, come on board. We'll talk about it in the forums, or you guys have something you want to write up and you want me to post it out there. This is all about us, the fans, college football. So this is Mitch, and thanks for joining me.